Coach Bad, can I just get a meal plan? This is one of the most common requests that I get from women when they are starting a weight loss journey or when they have plans to lose weight. And I get it. A meal plan feels like a solution. It is something done for you that you can simply follow and very quickly get results. However, a meal plan isn't what you need, especially if your goal is to lose weight and keep it off, so sustainable weight loss. If that's your goal, what you need really is a system. And today we're going to talk about why relying on a meal plan, especially one done for you, is not the way to go and what you should be focusing on instead. So when most people think about a meal plan when they want to lose weight, what they think of is something to follow, something structured, something strict. Maybe the word strict doesn't really occur to them, but that's what it is. And it's meals done for them that they can follow to very quickly lose weight. However, I think about a meal plan in the same way that I would ask my kids to have a study plan. It is for structure. It takes the mental load off, or you take some of it off so that you're prepared, and when it's time to eat, you have something in the fridge, you have a simple plan, a simple structure to follow, and you're not constantly, just eating off of your feelings, but because you've taken time to prepare via this meal plan, then you are good to go. So if my kids were to study, or if you were to study, or put together a study plan, you would know what subjects come to you easily. You would know what subjects you need more time to devote to, right? So you can do better in those subjects. And so you will create a plan that helps you to get better at certain things, that helps you to stick to certain things, that helps you to achieve your goal. And that's kind of how I like to think about a meal plan. There are meals that come to you that are like the basic things that you don't have to think about, that you can very easily repeat throughout the week and helps you stay on plan. And maybe you're working on eating more protein. You then put some time into making sure you shop for your preferred protein sources. You might cook them ahead of time, or maybe you just prep them, season them, put them in the freezer. So when it comes time to cook, you are reducing how much time you spend in the kitchen. So it is supposed to help you put structure into how you eat. It's supposed to help you reduce time and mental load. It isn't this solution to absolutely all of our health and weight problems. And that's why when people follow a meal plan, especially ones that are done for you, done for group coaching programs, they end up eating meals that they don't like, but they follow it because they have a specific goal. At the end of the program, they've learned nothing about nutrition. They've learned nothing about how to continue on their own. And so very quickly, they add back the weight once they reintroduce the foods that they like, because they haven't learned how to enjoy those foods in moderation and in healthier ways. So start to think about a meal plan as structure, as something to help you reduce mental load, as something to help you cut down on cooking time or the amount of time you spend in the kitchen, and not this strict thing you have to follow every time you want to lose weight. And once you start to think about it that way, in fact, after a while, once you've prepared your meal plan, and you should learn to prepare your meal plan, to create your meal plan. Once you've created your meal plan, you won't have to follow it exactly as it is laid out, because you will understand how to put your meals together and still hit your protein goals and your fiber goals and your calorie goals. So start to change the way you think about meal plans. Another reason that done for you group coaching meal plans fail is because they don't leave room for flexibility. What happens when you are out of town, or what happens when you're just on a night out with the girlfriends, right? What happens when maybe you're busy at work and there's some projects and you have to work long hours and you just don't have time to meal prep? Meal plans don't teach you how to do that, and you need to learn how to be flexible, because again, your goal isn't simply to lose weight for a short period of time. It is to lose weight and keep it off for good. And so there's some amount of flexibility that comes with this, and you don't learn that when you're simply handed a plan to follow without learning the basics of nutrition. So what should you be focusing on instead? This is not to say you don't need a meal plan, but instead of relying on a meal plan that someone's done for you, again, especially when it's in a group coaching program, what you want to develop is a system that can then help you create your meal plan, a system that is simple, that is sustainable, that is flexible, that is doable, and still helps you to achieve the results that you want in terms of weight loss and fitness. A simple system means that you bulk cook or you bulk prep, because some people don't like to bulk cook, but you can prep your ingredients in bulk, and you do that for your protein, you do that for your carbs, you do that for your veggies. You bulk cook it, and you make sure you have about 2 to 3 days worth of food ready to go, again, either cooked or prepped. Your system needs to be simple. You can't be changing meals every single day. That isn't practicable for most people. You want to, at least at the very beginning, even if you love variety, you want to learn to rotate the same meals a few times a week so that you don't feel overwhelmed in the beginning, especially when you start to learn to track your protein and track your fiber. It can seem like you're doing a lot at the same time. So you need to keep it simple so that you do not feel overwhelmed. And so this simple system also is going to involve you building your plate around protein and fiber so that you can hit your protein goals, your fiber goals. And these two are very important. As a coach, I've seen that protein and fiber are two nutrients that most people struggle with hitting on a daily basis. They're not eating enough protein, they're not eating enough fiber. And so you want to make sure your system focuses or prioritizes protein and fiber. For example, your dinner on Monday might be rice, grilled chicken, and vegetables. You might want to repeat the same dinner on Wednesday. And then on Tuesday, you can have maybe a homemade wrap with the same grilled chicken, but this time around, just shred the chicken with like a fork, fill your wrap with that, and maybe shred some or grate some carrots, maybe some lettuce to go with that. It's the same chicken. You've had it on Monday, you've had it on Tuesday, but as a different meal, and then you're repeating that meal on Wednesday. And so this makes it simple. This helps you recognize how much protein should be on your plate. You're starting to incorporate fiber as well. Simple, doable, not overwhelming at all. And you didn't have to eat meals that you absolutely don't like. And if you don't like rice, that could also be swallow. It could be with fish and maybe some vegetable soup. Repeat that on Wednesday as well. The same fish can then be used to make maybe some fish pepper soup with some potatoes in it. Again, your protein is in there. Maybe some carrots to go in the fish pepper soup as well. So you're having some fiber as well. Simple, sustainable, doable. So here are 3 key habits that you can start to practice today to help you build a sustainable and simple system. 1 is to prep your protein. This is going to be the thing you prioritize. It's going to be the anchor of every meal. So with each meal that you're prepping or planning for, think, what is going to be my protein or protein source for this meal? Is it going to be fish? Is it going to be chicken? Is it going to be some chicken gizzards? Maybe it's going to be melon seeds. So egusi is what we call that. Whatever it is, figure that out and make sure you have some protein source with every meal. 2, pick 2 to 3 meals that you love and rotate them. And this is going to reduce decision fatigue. This is going to take away overwhelm because essentially you're repeating the same 2 to 3 meals a number of times a week. So you bulk cook or bulk prep these meals and then you just that's it, really. It just takes away a lot of the stress. And number 3, focus on tracking only protein and fiber. Do not overwhelm yourself by trying to track every single nutrient, calories and macronutrients. Focus on protein and fiber to start with. And how do you calculate your protein needs? You want to do 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. That means if you weigh 70 kilograms, you want to multiply 1.6 grams of protein times your 70 kilograms of body weight. If you have weight to lose, you want to do 1.6 grams times your goal weight. So maybe you weigh 90 kilograms and your goal weight is 80 kilograms. Do 1.6 times 80, which is your goal weight. For fiber, the recommended daily amount for women is 25 grams of fiber per day. For men, it is 35 grams of fiber per day. And if all of this feels overwhelming, I teach women how to do just this in my at-home fitness program, Fit, Strong, Thrive. I am going to link it in the video description. We only take a very limited number of new members every month, so check it out right now. I know that when it comes to weight loss, nutrition, what you should be eating and how you should be exercising, there's a lot of information out there. It can seem overwhelming, it can seem confusing, and yes, the body is complex. However, for the general population, you and I, who are just trying to get fit, who are trying to get healthy, get strong so that we can be independent as we age, the things we need to focus on are simple things. Do not overcomplicate the process. You want to focus on a few simple things and then work hard on building consistency with those things. So you don't need a rigid plan prepared by someone else that will not work for you long term. You need to understand the basics and then you need to make it flexible and fit into your own life. So if you're done with jumping from meal plan to meal plan and only seeing results when you follow these restrictive and unsustainable plans for a short period of time, you want to switch your focus from someone else's meal plan to learning how to build your own meal plan through establishing a simple system that will work for you. If you found this helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, why not? I post very helpful information like this for women age 35 and above every week, so be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next video. That's it for today. I will catch you on the next one. Bye bye.